Not necessarily. I think we approach it every week. We've really had a big focus on situational football, and last week we were pretty solid in that area, and so it's going to come down to that. I mean, we're trying to do that every week. I don't think, the opponent really matters. It's really about us executing. That's kind of been our theme all year, and we'll definitely continue to approach it that way. Right. No, I think, Peyton's really been playing well. I think, you can see that as he continues to travel on this journey this season, like any quarterback, more time you get, more experience, more reps in that type of setting really can propel you. And I think he's really done a great job of that. And I think he's also worked on his craft, which has allowed him to perform how he's needed to perform. It all starts, our big focus in that room is constantly our feet and our eyes. And really, I think he's really taking strides in that area as the season progresses, and I expect him to. So, yeah, I'm very confident in him. He's been playing well, and he's doing what we need him to do offensively, and just running each play and focusing on each play and then going to the next. Yes, absolutely. We talked about it as a staff even. Those, like in a game like that, you miss the 4-yard gains and the 5-yard gains and the 6-yard gains that he was able to do, and I thought he really ran well last week and improved on some of the things he's been working on with Coach Piegler. And so, yeah, I'm very, very impressed with that aspect of it. And again, you don't really notice him, but there at the end, he was very productive. A little bit. We were in a nice position there. We were able to play a lot of guys early, and it was good. And thankfully for that helped us, I think, to kind of maintain where we're at, even though we had to move some different things around as you get late in the season. Obviously, guys, have different things that occur. And so, there's been a little change, of guys moving, but overall been very impressed with Coach Cap and how that's all played out. I think the guys have done well with the transition. I think they're solid. Obviously we have our different schemes to protect the passer, be it drop back or play action, and, they've really done well. I mean, obviously we focus a lot on the play action, do a little bit of both of it, but yeah, I think they've handled that very well, and even through the transition, they've been able to move around a little bit and be able to do a nice job. Yeah, I think it's been very positive. We were trying to earlier in the year try to get those guys more involved, and we've been able to do that here, obviously, of recent, and I think it's been really productive for us. So, particularly last week, there were several receivers that played a lot of snaps, and I think, again, that's going to bode well even for Jalen and Jay Reed, having those guys play more and that. So, been very pleased with that, and getting those guys in there. Montori with a great play there, and and early in that game last week, and then you saw Keon Coleman and Christian Fitzpatrick and those guys all playing, and so that's really a huge benefit for us, and I'm glad we've gotten to that point where we're more in a position to put those guys in. Yeah, I think so, absolutely. And you can see even through the practice days and the preparation days that those guys they're working together to do that. Because obviously a lot of the time is with the other two, but no, I think that's coming as more and more, and we're working on that continually. Yeah, I guess I don't know the history of it. Quite honestly, for us, it's just another play action pass. That's how it's approached by us. I mean, definitely, just obviously, as you guys know, it certainly goes hand in hand. And when you have him back there and putting it in his hands, he attracts some pretty big attention. So, yeah, it kind of all fits together. But it's like I said, it's very much kind of our normal play action pass scheme and fits into that. And I think it's a balance of both. Certainly, I think each game kind of presents itself a little bit differently, and there might be a few wrinkles here and there that you certainly implement, but you also have your foundation. And it's continuing to improve on the foundation and those things. So each week, even from week one, we've tried to have a good balance of that, and I think it's been pretty decent so far. No, I think it's been good. I mean, again, trying to, just the presentation, how do you present things? And so, the different ways we can do that to create more, I guess, maybe more communication for the defense, or, it changes each week on how they approach it. But, yeah, that's definitely a part of it, and I think it's been positive for us. It means that I'm blessed with a great staff and great players. I mean, at the end of the day, it is what it is. I mean, I wasn't even aware of it. Someone told me about it, and so, that's awesome and all that. But it really is a tribute to the staff that I work with every day and the players. Possibly, I think there's some validity to that sometimes. But I think that would go with, kind of any kind of, playing the position, that whole relationship with your receiver, whoever it might be. But obviously, they have a long-standing relationship, and so. Yeah, I think there's probably some validity to that, and but it all comes to just knowing that player and what you feel that player can do when you got the ball in your hands, as far as if you're going to give that player the chance to make that play. And obviously with their relationship and that trust, that's definitely there. Yeah, I think there was definitely signs. Now, we had a lot of work to do in the interim to get there, but there was definitely signs, just his daily approach, his football IQ, all those things, but again, it's just hard to know how that's all going to turn out until you really get in these game type environments, and obviously he's had his run of it this year and done well. But yeah, I think there was definitely some signs. I think top to bottom, they're just what I see is an extremely solid defense, and one of the things, if you look at the back end, I mean, they're very comfortable. They play a ton of guys, because they have some very talented players, and so they play a ton of guys and mix guys in and out and try to keep you off balance. And so, very, very, very impressed with those guys. And then obviously it's the combination of them with the front seven that makes them so dynamic. Yeah, I think he's progressed weekly. It really is. Obviously he's had the ball in his hands, and you can see his physical presence and athletic ability. So he's done some very nice things. And then, that's a really a big transition. And so it's each day he's progressing, because also the physicality piece of it, and it's a completely different deal when you're close to that box when you're out on the edges. And so I'm proud of Malik and obviously really excited about his upside, but he's definitely transitioned well and improving weekly.